Hello. Can anybody hear me and can anybody see me? I'm not sure. The internet can totally see me, it says, but I don't see me. I don't know if anybody can see this. I don't see. Hello, me. I don't know if anybody can see this. There it is, it's live, coming through without a signal, a video signal. I don't see. Hello, me. I don't know if anybody can see this. There it is, it's live, coming through without a signal, a video signal. I don't see. Hello, me. I don't know if anybody can see this. So bear with. There it is, it's live, coming through without a signal, a video signal. I don't see. Hello, me. I don't know if anybody can see this. So bear with. There it is, it's live, coming through without a signal, a video signal. I don't see. Hello, me. I don't know if anybody can see this. So bear with. There it is, it's live, coming through without a signal, a video signal. I don't see. Hello. Right now I see your comments, but it's very strange audio and no video, and I can't figure out why. Let me see here. Right now I see your comments, but it's very strange audio and no video, and I can't figure out why. Let me see here. Right now I see your comments, but it's very strange audio and no video, and I can't figure out why. Right now I see your comments, but it's very strange audio and no video, and I can't figure out. Okay, I think I've solved some of the audio problems. For some reason, I can't get video to show up. Let me see here. Let's see. Ah, here we go. There it is. Let me know if you can hear me any better and if you can see this image, this perplexing image on the screen before you at this very moment as we broadcast live from within the confines of not a bunker, but a very public place. Let me know if you can see the numismatic item before you. Audio good, video good, J Canal says. Very good, all right. Feedback audio loop has been fixed, video has been fixed. We are live and raring to go. And why is that? Because I was born with in my mouth. That's right, people. This is a silver spoon, and I was born with one of these in my mouth. It's very difficult passing through the birth canal, but it did work. And I did turn out psychologically normal after such a process as that. And the silver spoon was removed. And baby food was given to me. After that process. But nonetheless, there it is. Oopsie. The camera fell over, but you're seeing that you're seeing that seconds later after that actually happened. And that's a delay that I did not incur. I don't know why that's there, but all right. Well, this is the second of my live broadcast feeds or whatever live streams they call them here on YouTube. There's really no agenda with these. And it's different than a hangout, as the only way I can really interact with you is to answer your questions in the chat section. So anybody that's interested, feel free to post your questions below, and I will answer them. And I'll read the questions too for the account of the record and so forth. And I will show some little coins and pieces and little items around my my abode here that may be of interest to you. So I appreciate you guys joining in. There's 8 people watching now, which is the record for the day. And the reason why it's the record for the day, it's because this is the first time I've broadcast today. Ah, Aaron Gray from Silver Spoons. Yeah, I recognize that name, Aaron Gray. I believe she also played on Battlestar Galactica. All right, here's the first question from Vincente Gil. What state are you from? And the answer to that question is easy. It's Confusion. And Confusion, the capital of Confusion is Chaos. And that's where I reside, is in Chaos Confusion. What's my prediction for gold prices next year? Abraham Jr. NG asked. My prediction for gold prices next year is that they will climb. I believe that we are starting to see the metals go down after the unemployment report came out, and it's running at the U1, at least the unemployment number is hovering around the 5% range, although the labor participation rate is still very low, and that's the U6 rating, and they don't like to talk about that, but it's good enough economic news that the Fed's going to probably will raise interest rates next month, and I believe it'll only be a quarter point, maybe a half point. I may be getting ahead of myself, but I think this can only go on for so long, and if they do raise the rates, it could, it's hard to tell what will happen if they keep raising rates, but I believe that the metals will go up next year in 2016. Hello, Frank P. Numismatals. I'm standing by here. I'm gonna eat this thing here while we're waiting. And it's a yummy, yummy, yummy bar. And while we're doing that, I'm gonna put something else down here too. Hold on a minute. You asked me that, Frank, as I was taking a bite of this yummy granola bar. Frank P is asking and wondering, when the heck am I going to open up the soda bottle? Well, probably very soon. And by very soon, probably within a few days. And so, yeah, stay tuned, and it will be coming. We'll open it up, and it will be magic inside, maybe. Who knows may come out of there? Maybe the Tooth Fairy will come out of the bottle. Who knows? Coin collecting fun is here. The king of hobbies and the hobby of kings. Coin collecting fun. Yeah, Vincente Gil is asking, what do I think silver will do next year? And yes, you're right. Everybody likes to say silver and the metals will go up. And really, it is a best guess scenario, but I really do believe that both silver and gold will go up next year in some form. I predicted earlier that I thought that silver was going to bottom out at around $14.50, and that gold was going to bottom out at $1,000. So far, that's held true. But I think that, just because I liken it to a beach ball. A beach ball. If you take a beach ball into a pool and try to take it down to the bottom, excuse me, take it down to the bottom of the pool and hold it there, well, it's going to eventually come. It wants to come right back up, and I think that's what they're doing. They're holding that beach ball. Now there's some powerful hands holding that beach ball down at the bottom of the pool right now, so we'll stay there. And I think that's what you're seeing. And interpret that as what you will. I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but I do believe that the metals will go back up. Maybe not up to the highs of 2011, but silver could go back up to $20 an ounce or $25 an ounce. It's hard to tell, but I do believe that we're in the throes of these lows. Argent de Nest Pastiu asks, "What's up, Salivate? What do you think the meaning of life is? Where do you find hope?" Well, that's a good question, and I appreciate the question. I am a Christian, and as far as my spiritual hope, I find that beyond the earthly things of precious metals and the like. And really, the ultimate hope, I believe, lies beyond this earth. And for me, as a Christian, it's the Holy Trinity, which is entailed with the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, all three equally God, and God is in all three of those things, which one could liken to a cherry pie, and not the song by Warrant either. And then we're talking about cherry pie, which if you divide it into three slices, there's a bit of the crust and the cherries and the filling in each of the three pieces, equal but separate. That's where I place my hope, not in the cherry pie, but the analogy for which it represents, and that is God. Salvation Metal, Silver Chronic says, "Word." That's a good question. Abraham is following up about the gold prices and suggesting on what to buy. I used to think, well, silver is a better buy because the silver to gold ratio is so vast. It's like 74, 75 to 1 on average, whereas the natural ratio is anywhere between 15 and 9 to 1. So one would think that silver would be the better buy, but silver is increasingly, despite what you and I really know, that silver is money, gold is more recognized and treasured and valued. And I think there's more protection in gold. So one could make the argument that gold is a better buy because it's less likely to go down as much as silver has, and it is more treasured and kept and more valued in the world. Whereas silver is becoming much more of a commodity in terms of its use in industry and the like. Kevin Rowe is asking about the silver dime and the Coke. Well, that question was asked by Frank P. Numismatic as well. Stay tuned. Very, very soon there will be a video with the results. Somebody mentioned 24K. Is he here? And hello to everyone watching, by the way. We've got 15 now. Vincente Gill is asking if he should concentrate on regular bullion or things like eagles. And that's a good question for a beginning stacker and the like. I think if you're looking to do this as a hedge, because precious metals are not an investment, but as a hedge, I think it's probably good for starting out to be safe and to get the government bullion, which would be maple leaves, silver eagles, and the like. Um, that's if you're doing it just as a particular, that's a good way to start out. But you can get the generic bullion too and pay less of a premium, and you will be protected by the intrinsic value of the metal contained therein. But if you're going to go that route, I would get recognized generic bullion, such as um, bars from Johnson Matthey, or some of the what we've seen from the release from Elemental, or some of the more widely known, um, even some of the more generic silver coins that are out there. So that's one area of concentration you could try. If you're a collector, the sky's the limit, but you want to find something that's easily liquidated, such as the maples and the eagles. Scott Seagal asks if we've heard from Silverfish VT. Well, I've been out of the state for a couple of days. I was in New York meeting with Janet Yellen on using a silver-based currency with the SalivateMetal silver rounds, and I brought her these copper ones to test and look at. So I haven't really been around to check to see if Silverfish has been around yet. But no, Silverfish, I've not heard from him in a while. But last I did talk to him, he is doing well, and is happy, and is moving along with life and enjoying his family. As you know, he has a wife and 2 kids, and he's just been very, very busy, and um, things are going well for him. But there's some changes in his life as well. Nothing bad, but he is. But last I heard, he's doing really well. Silver Chronic asked how Jan is. Well, Jan's doing great. She's her hair's still kind of white, and she still listens to death metal. But I'm trying to get her into some progressive metal and the like. But she's hardcore like that. Mojo Bo says that he collects what he can get his hands on, and that's the key. If you're a collector like me and Mojo, we'll take what we can get. We like to collect anything that we like, and that's really the key for a collector. You buy it because you like it. If it has an intrinsic and numismatic value to it, that's just an added bonus. All right, I have a video that I'm going to be posting here pretty soon, and I'm going to pump it up with this live stream and encourage all 16 of you, because we lost a person, because it was 17, to watch that video to get some views on it, because this type of video doesn't get very many views. Even though there's a salty and cuddly kitty in it, it still won't get that many views. Now we've got 17 people in. All right. Oh, show some silver. All right, no problem. I can do that. Here's a Geigerlicious bar. Here's 2 Geigerlicious bars. Glaring right at us here in all their glory. Silver Chronic asked, he's thinking about buying the 2006 anniversary Silver Eagle set, which is a great set. I got it from the mint when it was issued. for $100, and it consists of the very first reverse proof United States Mint coin, reverse proof silver dollar, a proof silver dollar, and a no mint mark, burnished, uncirculated, with sort of a blast finish silver dollar, which is considered just their uncirculated dollar. It's a beautiful set. They are going for a premium. They went as high as $400 at one time, but I think they've come back. And for those types of things, usually the dealer sheets don't say a whole lot about them. So what many people are doing is searching through the completed listings on eBay. And so I would suggest to search the set out. First, look at those that are what they're going for in live auction, but also what they sold for at the very end there. Happy Pizza Day, Silver Siren says. I didn't realize it was Pizza Day. Thank you, Botwat. One about the holiday messages. I've been remiss as of late, but I hope to continue those as the next holiday comes along. I missed my Arbor Day message. Libertads. He was asking about Libertads here. Yes, I do have some, but not. Let me see if I can find one. Don't have one on me handy, but I do have some. Gold Maple. Between Gold Eagle and Gold Maple hands down. That was a question from Alex Rodriguez. Yes, the fractional gold Libertads are definitely crazy low. I would love to be able to collect more Libertads. I'm just having to focus my energies as of late. That sort of answers Alex's question too about if I was to start a collection, it would be of the Libertads. Everything that come out with a particular year. 2015 would be nice, but you're talking a lot of coins there, or not coins. They're not coins. The Libertads are actually rounds. Energiad Oyer, I think that's how he says it. It says, holy crap. SalivateMetal is doing a live cast. Well, it's actually a decayed cast. It's a die cast, decayed cast. In other words, or delayed cast, because I'm seeing a delay. I wish it was completely live, but I think it's like a 2 or 3 second delay, or 4 second, or 5 second. I ought to time it. Maybe I'll do that if I get really bored. How often? Games for Real ask, how often do you do a live stream? Well, this is only the second time, hence the rough nature of it. These will always be impromptu, so they'll be full of errors and mistakes and gaffes and crumbs too, but they'll probably involve food. Like this, I've only eaten half this granola bar, and before anyone asks, because I know they're going to ask, is how fast is it? How long does it take me to eat these granola bars? Well, there's 2 of them. Usually, I get them down in about 2 minutes, but I've been gabbing the whole time, so I haven't really done anything with that one. Vincente Gill has just volunteered to do a giveaway today. That's very nice of you, Vincente. Gold Maples, Alex asked why I prefer the Gold Maples over the Eagles. And I think it's because of the purity, number one, and also the diameter and the feel of them. And I've never been a fan of the reverse of the American Eagle. JWKA 2001 says, and I quote, "Sup, SalivateMetal? Word, I'm doing fine. How about you, G?" Yeah, the wings look too long. It's just I know it's just kind of an odd, and actually if you look at the design, it's not as sharply struck. For some reason the details look a bit more washed out than on the obverse of the piece. Thanks, Games for Real. Appreciate you joining in. Mojo Bo is just chillaxing. Oh, wait a second. That's Jack of all trades. I think that's Jack of all trades, Mojo Bo. Okay, Mr. Oscar 5 is asking which one, the 2009 Ultra High Relief or the 2015 High Relief Eagle, and that's a tough one. I think that I will have to go with the Ultra High Relief 2009. Not for originality of design, but because it's ultra high relief, and it is a double thick planchet, very nice. But the 2015 could have been a contender had it been better struck and it didn't have those ugly dye polish marks on them, or if they would have done it in a proof or different finish, and actually if they would have done something a little bit different with the obverse too. It's just a little bit too hokey, I guess. I don't know what the quite word is for it, but it's not terrible. But it could have. I think there could have been some room for improvement in that obverse design. JWKA 2001 asked, what do I think he could get for his 1,200 ounces of silver when silver peaks?" Well, basically, he's asking what I think silver will go up to at its peak, and of course, he doesn't give a timetable there, but it's anyone's guess in that regard, in my view. Sky's the limit, I guess. But that's a good amount anyway. I think hold on to it. I would hold on to it for quite a while. Yeah, 3 to 5 years. I honestly don't see silver and gold spiking like crazy like some predict, but I do think they will go up in 3 to 5 years, and I think they'll go up substantially. I think possibly double what they are now. Well, double silver, maybe not double gold. I don't think gold's gonna climb quite as high, but one could make a semi-educated guess and say that gold could, in 3 to 5 years, be about $1,500-$1,600, and silver could be, 30 to $35 possibly. But that's just a guess. But hold me to that. You can still hold it to me, even though it's a guess. All right, while I wait for the next question, I'm going to take a bite of this yummy granola bar. Mm. Naxera is leaving us, going to a race day in Australia. Good luck. Thank you for joining in and enjoy the races. And may the best horse win. Energy, I'd ask a great question. I think it's a question that deserves attention because many people getting started and collecting precious metals, they are confused to seeing these price fluctuations, and everybody's been telling them that silver is a great buy. And at what point do you stop buying silver? And how much would you buy at these low prices? Well, in my view, any extra money I get, any disposable income I get, I like to put towards the precious metals. And I see it as silver's on sale, and I see it as an opportunity rather than a liability, because, you know, the metals that you have in your collections and or your hedge funds, per se, your personal um, uh, tangible hedge fund, we'll call it, those are only devalued if you sell them. So, in other words, let's say you buy silver at $14.50 an ounce and you buy a 10-ounce bar. Well, that's what, $145 it's worth, right? Well, let's say silver tanks to $10 an ounce, and you've lost that $45, and at least in theory, but you're still holding it, and it could still go back up, and it probably would go up. So it's only when you sell when you see the result of the transaction or what you've lost or gained. So don't be discouraged if you hold precious metals. And but my feeling is we are at or near a low. They could go lower, they could go higher, but in my view, I see it as it's on sale, and I'm buying as much as I can. And Almost Circulated says that he's not worried about silver; he's worried about the economy, and that's exactly right. I'm more worried about the economy than I am silver. I think that the silver is more stable than the economy. Silver and gold both have survived centuries and millennia, really, of economic uh, stability and instability, and different epochs, political, governmental, and otherwise. Favorite online dealer? That's a good question. I do tend to buy from Provident probably more than anyone. There's no real reason why that's the case. Um, I like JM Bullion too. I like the free shipping offers. If you spend over $100, you get free shipping. For some reason, that's attractive to me. But I do go between those places, but also eBay from the precious metals dealers. I've purchased from APMEX on eBay, Modern Coin Mart, and Bay Precious Metals. Yes, Provident does take a while to ship, for sure, and that's unfortunate. Now, let me ask you all a question. Which weighs more, an American silver eagle or a Canadian silver maple leaf? 1 ounce Canadian silver maple leaf or a 1 ounce silver eagle? Post your answers in the comment section below or in the chat section right now. Silver Siren's got it. The silver eagle weighs more because it is only 0.9993 fine, and the balance is added to the weight of the eagle. By the way, for those wondering and haven't asked yet, this is only one of 2 Zombucks that I own. The other one being the Walker, and I need to find it. I want to do a video on both of these, both the first and the last, and that's all I've got. But you'll notice the very sharp crispness of this design compared to the Walker, which was much less crisp. I know, Seeker asked if I have any barbers to show. Well, I don't live with anybody that cuts hair. And I've already cut my own hair. There's a video I posted about it. So no barbers to show. My most valuable coin? That's tough to know. I really don't know. uh, Probably maybe the ultra high relief, double eagle high relief, which I will eventually do a video on that. I've got some footage and some pictures and photos that I want to show related to that. Karis Ravenhill is here. I want to show her something. This is the album to get, yes. This is the kind of metal I salivate over as well. Great CD. Oh yeah, oh yeah. If the Macho Man Randy Savage were alive today, he would probably get this CD. Silver Siren's wondering if there's going to be any sweet Black Friday, Cyber Monday deals, and I believe there will be. I think the precious metal dealers now, they become so ingrained, and they are in concert with the regular shopping deals, and because they realize that there's so many different options for buying precious metals that they make great gifts, even beyond the collector community, even beyond the precious metal hedge collecting or hedge fund collecting. I don't like to say investor. It's really not the right word. It's so easy to say, but it's not an investment. So I don't want to say precious metal investors, but it does involve those realms. And I believe that all the precious metal dealers, our inboxes will be flooded for sure. Yes, let's see here. Yeah, Silver Chronic was talking about the gold anniversary set for 2016. I'm going to try to get one of those, as Silver Siren says, for the perma stack. Either that or I'll get them, take them up to the tundra up north and bury them in permafrost. And then they will really be a perma stack. Yes, I have sung in a falsetto voice, and it's not pretty, but it's it is what it is, and more than likely you will never hear it. My favorite band, by the way, makes great use of the falsetto voice back in 1988. Well, thank you, Seeker, but I wouldn't want your stomach to get very upset after listening to such noise. Rocky 315W questions my my livelihood, or the fact that I'm alive. This is a pre-recorded message, Rocky. Silver-haired Gamma's asking where to purchase the capsule for the non-proof round for the SalivateMetal, and I appreciate you asking that. You can purchase that from Quality Silver Bullion as well. I think there's an you can purchase as an accessory on the page, but if not, you can call the 800 number and they'll gladly sell you a capsule as well with it. Skid Row, Donald says, I just saw them in concert 2 nights ago. Great band. Oh, King Diamond is great too, Seeker says. I'm missing some of the comments. I apologize if I've missed your comment or question. If I have, post it again and I'll try to get to it. But King Diamond was mentioned, and I actually can't help it, but I really do like that band. But that's not the band I was talking about that I enjoyed from 1988. The band I'm talking about has an even darker sound to them, more like a gothic metal. They're called Sanctuary. They actually just reformed, but they are probably my favorite band of all time. Conspiracy was probably my favorite King Diamond album, but Them was good too. Overkill's awesome too. Venom I never really got into. Kronos just didn't quite do. Maybe it's a receding hairline, but Dimmu Borgir is all right. I've only ever heard much of them. And now we're talking about more death metal, and which I really like death metal as well too. So does Janet Yellen, by the way. I just met with her in New York, and I'm trying to get her in more into progressive metal like Dream Theater and the like. Testament is definitely in one of my top bands for sure. They're starting to record a new album. I'm hoping for release in 2016. I remember Death Angel very well, and Dark Angel too. Dark Angel came out with an album called Time Heals All Wounds, or Time Does Not Heal. And the selling point of that album was 243 riffs. Joseph asks, do you think gold is going to 980? No, I think we have seen the lows for both gold and silver. I don't believe gold will go below $1,000. It could hover there for a while, but I think we're at the bottom. I could be wrong, but just as I've said before, I just think there's only so far it can be pushed down by whatever forces are involved. Yes, there's Frank talks about the devil music. Yeah, there's some of the bands I listen to don't have the most positive lyrics for sure. And it's a struggle, but there is plenty of good Christian metal out there too. Becoming the Archetype, everyone should check out. It's a great band, very dark musically, but heavy. Yeah, Voivod only had really one good song, and that was the Stromini Domini. That was a cover song of Pink Floyd, and but that's about it in my view. Forgot abouts. Hep Kitty Coins says, by the way, Hep Kitty Coins, if you get a chance, I don't know where you'd find it, but she does great photos of coins, and it's very difficult to photograph coins, and she has got it down to an art and science. X Kevin SM28 talks about a new Privy series. Grave Digger, yeah, I think I've heard of them. That's also a one of those big monster trucks is called Grave Digger too. I think more of the monster truck than I do the band, although there's a band called Grave, which is also old school death metal. Grave. Yep, old school Misfits, Frank, yes. Airjet Oyer, and I don't know, I'm probably not pronouncing that right. Ask, when did I start getting into precious metals? Part of that question will be answered in an upcoming video that will be probably my most proud, or the video I most think is important, the one I'm most proud of, that will be coming up, and I'll answer that question more in detail then, and you will see an actual evidence of how long I've been collecting from this video that's upcoming. But the first item I bought that I remember, as far as precious metals is concerned, was a Johnson Matthey 1-ounce silver bar, the kind that you are all aware of, and it looks exactly the same as those, but I still have it. And I think I did post it in a video of part of a collection that I had before, but I may post that again specifically on that bar. That was my first silver bar, and I bought it for about $4. All right, well, let's see here. What else could I show you people? This is a flashlight that I got from a winning from Part-Time Preppers. And this particular light, even though no one asked about it, I'm going to pretend like they did. The hand model did not touch this light because it was in a package, but that's all right. It's still pretty nice. For those of you workout freaks, strive to achieve this. 6-pack abs on Cleopatra. '67 Hodge asked, whatever happened to Epic RV? He posted a video basically saying he's not dead, and I'm less in touch with him, but I believe he's in the military or somehow associated with the military, and there's a contract or whatever. I believe he's been very busy as of late, traveling and all. Same thing with Heavenly Prepper. I know he's in the military. Energy Ed says that we don't see the 6-pack abs, we see the boobies. Well, look a little bit closer here in this area, general vicinity right there. Oh, the Silver Diva. Hello, Silver Diva. How are you? Yes, Provident does give a military discount. That's very nice that they do that. Rhodium, is it a gamble? Yes. Rodriguez asks, is Rhodium a gamble? It is. Um, I happen to get my ounce of Rhodium at a pretty low price. It did go as high as $10,000 at one time, but it's not really considered, even though there's one uh, precious metals, Baird, I think is the name, out of London. They made them into bars, but generally you find it in jewelry and the like. And it's not really it's kind of on the fringe of the investment metals. It's been quoted for years by Kitco and others, but it's not really widely recognized yet. And the price fluctuates so much that it's hard to really nail down. But I think it's a good buy right now. But I wouldn't be buying ounces and ounces of rhodium, because even if the price spikes up to 5 or 10 grand, selling it will be very difficult. Seeker asks if I have any cool tarnishes to show. Well, let me see here. This is the silver maple that I put my lighter on in a video. And you can still see some evidence of it there, though I've handled it. But that's the only thing I've got right now. Not much to look at. Sight Set in Silver asked me to show my favorite vintage bar. Well, they're all kind of packed away right now. But I have a set of bars that I'm going to do in an upcoming video that is probably my favorite vintage uh, poured bars. But I do like the Engelhard loafers, and I've showed those in videos too. In fact, no, I thought I had one nearby here, but I don't. I've got another pack of granola bars, but this one here, it's got a very nice finish to it, and it's what's left of the others. But I've got 2 boxes of them, and I think there's maybe 6 2-packs in each box. Bobby asked if I have the 1907 high relief gold. Which one? Flat rim or wire rim? Yes, Alex. Check back in my videos for some platinum coins that I showed. I've done several, actually. Just go to the my channel and type in platinum, and you'll see some videos pop up of some platinum coins. I've got more that I'll show in future videos. $6.67 is asking what's Choco Spot. Well, this is dark chocolate, and the answer to that is it hits the. In other words, it hits the spot. It's that good. Sight Set on Silver asked what lunar animal I am. Well, I actually don't know. I've never actually taken the time to look it up. I'm not really a big lunar collector, but my favorite of the lunar series, and I'm probably not one, is a dragon. And I have a few of those. Thank you, Silver Diva. I'm glad you stopped by. Always good to see you. Always enjoy your videos. Edgy, what you're describing about the white chalkiness are milk spots. And they can be brought about by temperature change or moisture in the air or what have you. And some of that could be occurring from your touching them, as you were talking about your fingerprints and the like. But in most cases, it's pretty much unavoidable, and it's a problem with the Royal Canadian Mint. Seems like they other mints have had issues with it too, but it's very pronounced with the Royal Canadian Mint. I don't know that gloves are going to make a difference for that. Hi, Silver Hedgehog. Edgy. True Grit sandpaper will take care of those milk spots. Actually, there are ways to do it. I did a video on it using an eraser, but any kind of abrasive action on them is it's not good. It's almost a lost cause, really. Yes, less people really want the you basically if a coin milk spots, unless it's a very rare one or something, or high grade or a or what have you, essentially you're going to get spot for it. I mean, you can buy it in a slab and it will be fine, and then 6 months later in the slab it'll be spotted. Yeah, what causes the milk spotting is during the annealing process, and it's a chemical solution and the like that's added on the coins, and somehow they're not taking the time with them because they're pumping those things out so fast, and I think it's not getting properly annealed. Yeah, 667 Hodge says that milk spots won't decrease bullion coins. It depends on the bullion coin. If it's a maple leaf or a silver eagle or a Britannia, I believe it will hurt the value because there's a premium on those bullion coins. If it's a generic silver buffalo or something from Silvertown or whatever, what have you, it's not going to affect their value because those are essentially just a straight generic bullion. But I think the premium bullions, it will hurt them a little bit. Yeah, I don't think that we're talking about the Perth kangaroos are starting to get them as well. And so far, mine has one just under the chin here by the hair of her chinny chin chin, and I don't know if that's a milk spot or just a strike defect because there's sort of a milky finish to them, and it could be a difference in the finish. And it's a little bit harder to tell because most of the coin surface is textured. But Doesn't mean that they're... I think most any silver coin is not totally immune from milk spotting or other kinds of spotting. Silver Stacking Pros asking if I'm going for gold, silver, platinum right now. Well, as you may have seen in some of my more recent videos and videos up to come, I've been buying a little bit more gold lately for some of the reasons mentioned by other YouTubers. Mainly because it seems like gold is treasured more, and that's number one. Number two, storage. It's much easier to store a 10th ounce of gold than it is a 10-ounce silver bar. Or, in my case too, I'm plagued by the collector bug. So when you have an ounce of silver that comes in a package like this, then you got issues. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying, homies? Because this son of a biscuit, that's a lot of packaging for 1 ounce of silver. And I mean, it's nice and all, and it smells great, but yes, I think Silver Slacker did use soap and water with them, and there's different methods. It probably is good. It's just the problem with soap is soap does have a residue with it, and Seeker thinks I'm West Side. Specifically, I'm straight out of Compton. G. Oh yeah, the pirate booty boxes are awesome. You talking about pirate booty bullion? These boxes are the bomb.com. Anthony asks if I like the Royal Australian Mint Lunar Monkey coin. Now, I don't know if I've seen that one. I've seen the British, the Royal Mint version of it, which I don't like, but the Royal Australian Mint version of it, I don't think I've seen that. Obviously, the Perth Mint version I like. The one where the little monkey's holding a cup of Joe, that's pretty chillin'. Let me see. Do I have any poured silver bars to show? Let me see. Why, yes, I do. I do have some poured silver bar. I have one poured. This is the one I poured, my first poured silver bar. I still got it. This is 3 point some odd ounces, 3.15, I think, 3.15 ounces. Silver Hedgehog asked, what about a PCGS coin that has spotting that's been graded by PCGS? I believe it will affect the value because people would rather have a coin that's not spotted than one that is, if it's a modern coin. Toning is a different matter, toning, but spotting, people are really not a fan of spotting. This the die or the mold for this bar here I bought on eBay. It's just a regular silver mold, and it didn't really. I don't know really what the size of it. It really didn't say what size it was. Just a silver mold. It may have said 5 ounce or whatever, but 5 ounce gold maybe. Seeker, let it go on record, folks. Seeker likes my stretch marks. Thank you, sir. I didn't know I had any stretch marks, but hey, we can go with it. Energy had asked, what's the worst experience I've had buying precious metals? That's a good question. That's a tough one. I probably the worst experience I had was my what got my distaste for modern coin grading when I bought two um, modern graded PF70 and MS70 2008 Bald Eagle commemorative coins. I bought them NGC perfectly graded 70 and getting them and opening them up and immediately seeing that they were definitely not perfect. There were spots on them, little scratches and the like. And that's where I started to lose my faith in modern coin grading. That was probably the worst experience. But also a learning experience as well, a valued learning experience. If you can buy Kevin, I'll just call him Kevin. There's a 28 in there and an X, but I'll just call him Kevin for short. Ask, is it worth um, having graded bullion worth bothering with? And my view is no, um, unless you can get it for a good price. But you got to be careful because some of these companies, like especially Modern Coin Mart, they have a very tight relationship with NGC, and they're constantly pushing the graded stuff, the graded bullion, and you're gonna get a 70. You're gonna take your chances because more than likely the coin's gonna have some defect in it, and that's not a 70. 70 is supposed to be perfect according to the ANA standards for grading, and you're paying a very high premium for that. And there's thousands, the population for those are just a lot. And so my view for bullion, your best bet is to get it raw. Hi, Dylan McGrory. There's two R's in his name. Yeah, Siren has nailed it. There's another reason for that, by the way, which I won't disclose here, why that relationship is so tight between NGC and MCM. Mr. Doe says that currently original mint packaging is more in demand than graded, and that's actually news to me. But that's a pleasant surprise. I'm always, as you know me, I'm always down with OGP. The original government packaging, I think, is the way to go. And see what's happening is more and more of those sets are getting broken up and out of their original packaging. That means they become less populated in their original packaging, which in my view makes them more rare and eventually more sought after. Dylan McGrory. Okay, that's it. Have a good night, 667 Hodge. Enjoy the Peanuts movie. I didn't know that Snoopy and the gang were in the theaters, but that's good to hear. The Energy Ad Or is asking some really good questions this evening. What's the biggest mistake that newbies can make when purchasing precious metals? I think the biggest mistake they can make is buying a whole bunch at once, thinking they are in it and they're going to immediately make money. I think that's a foolish and unwise choice. I'll give you an example. I got a private message from a very angry person who didn't have a profile picture, but had a YouTube account, and he said, "What if you think silver is such a great investment, then what do you tell someone like me who spent $100,000 in 2011 and lost 40%, and when he had to sell, when I had to sell?" And I answered back and said, "Well, your first mistake was thinking it was an investment, because it's not an investment." And he went all in thinking he was going to come out way ahead and listen to what's been known as the pumpers of the day, saying that silver is at $48 an ounce and has climbed this much in the past year or so. What if that's the case? What will it be in the next year? If it's going to go up double in the last year, then who knows what the future holds? It'll probably go double again. They're saying, I remember those ads on the radio saying that silver could go to $90 an ounce. And, and that's the thing. So, I don't know. To me, it's a mindset thing. You can't think of quote investing in precious metals as an investment, number one, and you can't think you're just going to become rich at it, even though the very um, the very idea of precious metals, silver and gold, has been glamorized through the centuries. Makes everyone think, well, if I have gold, I'm going to be rich. Wolfman Stack says always dollar cost average. And the funny thing is I never dollar cost average my purchases. But for me in my situation, it's pretty obvious as to why I don't do that. But even if I was hedging, I probably wouldn't do that because, that to me, the dollar cost average scenario is you are living in the past. You're living in the past for what you purchased. Well, what's done is done. And what you have is what you have. And when it does come time to sell, if you are a long-term holder of just the precious metals and not a collector, you're going to get what you're going to get for it. And more than likely, in almost every case, it's going to be some small percentage below spot. Silver Hedgehog reveals the meaning of his name, and it's very clever, and much agreed. Dylan asked, and I'm not going to say McRory again because I'll just probably screw it up, even though I know it's easy to pronounce. He's got silver dimes. He's got 42 silver dimes. And do I think to keep buying the dimes? I think so, because I buy the dimes. And let me see here. I love the dimes. And I love the mercury dimes the best. And typically you can buy these for not much over the spot price. And I like to get them in pretty decent condition just because I'm silly like that. But also you get the full measure of the silver content when you buy them when they're not slicks and all and the like. Let me see if I can get this camera to focus in on this. And it won't, but you get the idea. And they're nice because they're small, they're tiny. And if we ever were to get into a situation where the dollar were to collapse, which I don't think will happen, but let's say that we get into a situation where silver does become an exchange, these will be very popular because there will be no question that they're silver. You won't have to look at the edges like you do the Roosevelt dimes. You won't have to look at the date, and be very easily recognizable. And that's why I love the mercury dime, for that reason alone. Here's a whole roll of them. Barber dimes are cool too, but the barber dimes, you have a much higher chance of finding those slicked out and worn down. The way those things were designed and the low relief on those made them very worn down very easily. Found a way to remove the glare. There we go. If you can find the barbers in a junk bin, and you can read the dates and you can read the text and you can see, pick one up. But if they're smoothed out, there's a reason why they're in the junk bin. Even though I don't believe silver is junk at all. Silver Siren makes a great observation, which I concur with completely, because I think the mint completely failed with the 2015 American Liberty design as far as quality control and the like, although one could argue that it was purposeful, but still, there's so much variation in the die polish marks on them that it leaves one to beg the question. And I hope that this Centennial set, it has the potential to be a very, very popular set if done right. And I think that the key will be is to how they finish the dies and how sharp the strikes will be, and how they're presented. So there's a chance for this set, this 3-coin gold set. It will consist of a gold $half, a gold $half of the Walking Liberty, and then a gold Standing Liberty quarter, and a gold Mercury dime, dated 2000, possibly double dated, 1916, 2016. And Silver Hedgehog makes a great observation too, that the best place to get your 90% silver really is your local coin shop. Yeah, Seeker mentions that he has a spreadsheet, and I do too, but I don't keep up with it. Of some of my holdings and the like, but it's good if you can if you're of that mindset and like to document your purchases. A spreadsheet is a great way to do it. Yes, Airged, copper stacking is the craziest thing I've ever heard of. Like this. What's going on, Silver Shrimp in Texas? Yeah, that copper is just for fun. It's just I just got some of it because some of it looked kind of cool, so. Yeah, there was a time, when the metals were higher, when it was semi lucrative. In fact, Congress even passed a law saying that you couldn't melt down pre-1983 cents because they were going for 3 times their face value. But now copper's gone down so much, it's not worth keeping. Other than just getting some rounds, getting the Zombuck coppers to coincide with the silver ones. Well, folks, I've been on here quite a while. I really appreciate everyone stopping by. I'm going to see if I can post this video afterwards. And I will try to do these more often. This is my second live stream, but I think this is probably going to be the format. Just a question and answer thing. And also not to compete with any of the hangouts and the like. Although I did try one of those just for fun the other day, just to see what it was like. But I know there's trouble. There's typically trouble getting invites to the hangouts because it's so associated with Google Plus and all. But I kind of like this format where I can just kind of answer questions and all. I don't think anybody else is really doing this in the silver community. So I figured, well, I'll try this out. And then, and I certainly appreciate everyone's time and putting up with my corny sense of humor and the like. But I'd like to extend a multitude of gratitude to you all for coming on, and wish you a great weekend, and stay tuned. There's 36 people watching now, so I'm going to be posting a video in just a few minutes here, and it's one of those videos that doesn't really get a lot of views because it's very, very boring. And I can assure you of a very boring video to come in just a few minutes. So a multitude of gratitude to you all for watching, and you don't have to subscribe because you already are.